I'm just going to take a moment here to talk about our new obsession, which is London Nootropics adaptogenic coffee.
We found it in the studio. We started drinking it. We became obsessed with it. We brought it into our own homes, and then we contacted the company.
We cold emailed them.
Because we loved it so much.
We loved it so much, and we really wanted to work with them. All I can tell you is that every time I drink one of these coffees and I like the flow, it is like, it just switches me on. I can do back-to-back shows. I can come home. I can do edits. I'm awake. I'm alive. I'm focused. I'm here. I'm in the room. It tastes delicious. I love this coffee.
Right, I like the Zen. That's my favourite blend. I have it with oat milk and a sweetener because I have to.
Yes.
It's a little bit of caffeine, but not too much caffeine. So you don't get the jitters and you don't get the crash. I just feel very calm. I feel very productive. And also, and can I just say this is the most important thing, it is yummy. This is what people ask, like, is it mushroomy? Doesn't it disgusting? Let me smell it. It's lovely.
And it's got all the good quality stuff in it.
And it's properly sourced.
Yes, it is properly sourced. So it's ethically sound. And it's got things like KSM 66 ashwagandha. I didn't know what that was, but apparently that's really good for you.
It's so good for you.
It's got lots of potent mushroom extracts and exclusively from Hifasta terra, all with clinical studies. So basically, in layman's terms, what you are putting in your system is really good.
And tastes good.
And they have given us, to give you a 20% off code at londonnootropics.com, and all you have to write in, the code is self-care.
Go get yourself some, you won't regret it.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? But with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers, a network of 130 million of them, in fact. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills, and did I say job title? See how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
This episode is brought to you by Netflix. This Monday night, witness the end of an era. John Cena takes center stage for his final appearance ever on Monday Night Raw. One last match, one unforgettable farewell. Come celebrate the legacy of a true WWE legend. Monday Night Raw, November 17th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time, only on Netflix. Be there for the moment everyone will be talking about.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Self-Care Club. I'm Nicole Goodman.
And I'm Lauren Mishcon. It is November, clubbers. It seems to have been a long November already.
Do you think so? I think it's going by in a flash.
Well, this year, we are rebranding it as No-vember.
Well, there's a lot going on in November. There's Mo-vember, which we've already covered. And now we are going to rebrand it, as Lauren just said, No-vember. We did a show years ago on how to say no.
Do you know when that show was?
No. It must have been, well, we started in, let me try and guess. We started the show in 2020.
Yeah.
So, and it was one of our first, it was definitely in the first year, wasn't it? So I reckon it was around, maybe this time 5 years ago.
No, it was like August 2020.
Right.
So long ago.
Yeah.
And we did a show on saying no.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're I'm
interested as to why we did that in August. We would never do that now.
I don't know.
Would we?
It must have just come up in the zeitgeist. But what we're talking about really is just stopping overcommitting, stopping overfunctioning, and stopping saying yes when every fibre of our being is screaming no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You know, when you get to our age, you have just spent decades and decades saying yes. Yes to school fairs. Yes, I will be the PTA head woman.
Oh,
yes,
I never said yes.
Yes,
to
I
that.
will have your child for the afternoon. Yes, I will do this drop off for you. Yes to work projects. Yes, I will do that quick favour. Yes to dinners that you don't really want to go to. And we're a little bit exhausted from saying yes all the time, are we not?
I feel like when I did my coaching course, which was, about 8 years ago now.
Yeah.
That was when I started to really step into the things that I wanted more for myself, because I felt that by doing the coaching and going through the whole process, I was given permission to stand for the things that meant something to me. And I didn't really have that language or even have that mindset beforehand. I was never taught it. It was never spoken about. It was never anywhere around me, even my friends. It was never, it was just never part of the it was never part of the conversation with being able to set a boundary and say no to something.
Yeah. But it goes back to something that we actually wrote about in our book, because we have got a little chapter about saying no, which is basically to do with society and especially women, because women have internalized that message that being a good friend, a good partner, a good employee, a good person is saying yes all the time.
Well, it's to be agreeable, isn't it? And to be polite and to do what's asked of you and expected of you. And it's very uncomfortable, I think, more so for women to say no to things and to stand up for the things that you want, or God forbid, put yourself first.
Well, when we wrote the book, there were a load of studies that we looked at that showed that saying no is much more challenging for women because of the societal pressure to be likable. And there was one study that showed that men are seen still to be likable if they're assertive, while women are more likely to be seen as likable if they are compliant.
But it's interesting that in men it's called assertive, and in a woman it's branded as difficult.
Pushy.
Yeah. She's just being a difficult woman. It's so interesting how the language is just completely against us in order to do the thing that is expected of a man. It's expected of a man to push and to have boundaries and to stand up for what he wants and to go for what he wants. It isn't even now, it's still seen as something negative for a woman to do that. Oh, God, it really pisses me off.
It's part of good girl syndrome, right?
I don't think I suffer from good girl syndrome as much as most, but I definitely have it. Definitely have it.
There's a clinical psychologist called Dr. Fema Bryan, and she says saying no is an act of emotional self-defense. Love it.
I love that. I think it's also an act of self-love.
Yeah.
Self-worth,
yeah,
self-esteem. I think it comes from all of those places of real value and real goodness.
Yeah.
I think it is hugely about self-respect. Mm-hmm. And I think if you say yes to everything without actually considering what it is, without considering... Lauren's dog's in the studio, so you might hear the odd bark, a whimper.
Howling, the crying. I think we might have to let her in.
Bless her, she wants you.
She wants her mummy. Hang on. When we say no as well, we only commit to the things that we actually want to do. We don't just do them for the sake of doing them. And
well, I think that's not thought about enough.
No, it's not.
Because I think when you want to say no to something and everything in your body is wanting to say no.
Yeah.
I think it's so uncomfortable at times that actually you are so focused on that discomfort. You are so focused on letting that other person down or not being agreeable to that other person that you can't actually see the wood through the trees, because that is all you focus on. And then you feel terrible, and then you feel shit about yourself, and then blah, 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 blah. The whole thing is just, it compiles, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until you just find yourself saying yes to something you don't want to say yes to. But actually, what you're hitting on now is it's about focusing on what your yes is.
Yeah, because when you say no, it leaves space to say yes to the things that you actually want. So this is the deal, clubbers. This is what it's about. No-vember is not about being rude or negative or unhelpful. What it is about is clarity and self-preservation. And saying no does not make you a difficult person. It makes you, this one's for you, Nicole, emotionally hydrated.
Interesting. Yeah, what, to say no?
Yeah. Because every time you say yes when you mean no, you're basically taking from your emotional and physical and spiritual and mental bank account, and then you're left in your overdraft. Aren't you?
Yeah.
Because you're just expending everything on stuff you don't want to do.
What do you struggle to say no to?
People, favours, helping anyone out, even if it slightly inconveniences me. I really struggle with that.
Do you?
Yeah. Because I don't even know if it is a people pleasery thing, but I like to be thought of as helpful and kind. And I worry that if I say no, it doesn't feel very nice.
Do you think you've gotten any better with it, considering all the years we've done this show and written a book on it? And do you think that's helped?
I think I've definitely got a lot better with it. So this week, for example, we're having a very big party next year, and someone got in contact with me to ask me about their kid, and they were like, well, my kid can come to the party, but then he might have to go somewhere else, and do you know anyone else who's doing this and doing that? And I said, I'm really sorry, but this is the one night of the year where I don't have to worry about everyone else's lifts and where they're going and where they're not going, so I can't resolve that for you. Like, I will be there, and then I'm afraid you'll have to just solve that one
elsewhere.
Like, you may have to solve that. My job is to host the party. I'm not really concerned with how everyone else is getting there. So in this particular instance, you'll have to sort that one out yourself. So that was a hard no.
But that's really interesting, right? Because in my opinion, that is quite clear to me that her bringing that to you and asking you is an overstep. That's just how I see it, right? So now she's putting you in a position to have to say no to something which no one's massively comfortable with. But actually, the person that's kind of in the wrong there is her. Because it's inappropriate for her to bring that to you. You're the hostess.
But as soon
it's not your problem.
No, it's not. But as soon as I said it, she was like, yeah, totally fair enough, fine.
But you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's like people put you in these positions. Do you remember it was last Christmas, about a year ago, and I got a message on Facebook. I've spoken about this on the show before, but I think it's quite a good example, actually. I got a message about a year ago. We were going on some woman who I had never met in my entire life. Heard that I was going, we had a mutual friend, and we were going on the same cruise at Christmas, right? So she Facebook messaged me out of nowhere and said, oh, such and such is our mutual friend. She said, you're going on this cruise. I was looking for people that my kids might be able to hang out with. So I said to her, okay, well, how old are your kids? I think one was 7 and one was 10 or something. Right, well, my kids are 17 and 15. Okay, at the time they were 16 and 14, irrelevant. So I said to her, oh, your kids are quite a bit younger than mine. So I'm sorry, I can't help you. Anyway, I hope you have a nice time. And it was basically like, she's saying to me, can we hang out? I'm saying no, because it's not in anyone's interest for our kids to hang out. I'm not going to make my kids do that. And then she went back to the mutual friend, because you told me, you heard this. She went back to the mutual friend and said that I was rude.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So that is a classic example, isn't it, of her asking me something that I do not have to agree to. Why would I agree to it? If our kids were the same age, by all means, they would, but they would have met each other. They would have met up anyway. I don't know you. I don't have any obligation to say yes to this. I don't owe you. I don't understand in what world that you think that is. To me, it was like an overstep that you asked. And also the fact that you have now perceived that as rude, to me is, I'm completely bemused by that. But if I'd have said yes to that, I would have forced my kids to play with 2 kids who are much younger. They wouldn't have wanted to do that. I would have had to have argued with my kids about it.
But her kids probably wouldn't have wanted to hang out with your kids anyway. You know what I mean?
Like, why am I saying yes?
Yeah.
To avoid her thinking I'm rude. Well, okay, so she thought I was rude. I don't even know who she is. And actually, it's like, I then had to remind myself when you told me that, hold on a second, I don't really care what a stranger thinks of me. Like, I had to remind myself, because I did care. I got caught up in it for a second. Oh my God, someone thinks I'm rude. I haven't been agreeable. I haven't done the thing that she's asked. She shouldn't have asked.
I never want anyone to think I'm rude. I've got a real thing about it. I don't know why.
But what would you have done in that situation?
I probably would have just said, how old are your kids? And when she told me, I would have said, my kids are quite a bit older. I'm not sure that's going to work. But if they bump into each other on the ship, great.
That's exactly what I did. I'm just going to take a moment here to talk about our new obsession, which is London Nootropics adaptogenic coffee?
We found it in the studio. We started drinking it. We became obsessed with it. We brought it into our own homes, and then we contacted the company
We cold emailed them.
because we loved it so much.
We loved it so much and we really wanted to work with them. All I can tell you is that every time I drink one of these coffees and I like the flow, it is like it just switches me on. I can do back-to-back shows. I can come home. I can do edits. I'm awake. I'm alive. I'm focused. I'm here. I'm in the room. It tastes delicious. I love this coffee.
Right, I like the Zen. That's my favourite blend. I have it with oat milk and a sweetener of, because I have to.
Yes.
It's a little bit of caffeine, but not too much caffeine, so you don't get the jitters and you don't get the crash. I just feel very calm. I feel very productive. And also, and can I just say this is the most important thing, it is yummy. This is what people ask, like, is it mushroomy? Does it taste disgusting? Let me
really
smell
doesn't.
it. It's lovely.
And it's got all the good quality stuff in it.
And it's properly sourced.
Yes, it is properly sourced. So it's ethically sound. And it's got things like KSM 66 ashwagandha. I didn't know what that was, but apparently that's really good for you.
It's so good for you.
It's got lots of potent mushroom extracts and exclusively from Hephaestus, all with clinical studies. So basically, in layman's terms, what you are putting in your system is really good.
And tastes good.
And they have given us to give you a 20% off code at londonnootropics.com, and all you have to write in, the code is self-care.
Go get yourself some. You won't regret it.
Some execs want Gen AI everywhere. Others think it's basically a shredder for intellectual property. And your people? Yeah, they're already using it. Okay, picture this. Someone pastes the Q4 strategy doc and client list into a free AI tool and it's no longer yours. Harmonic Security warns people before they paste in sensitive data, so you can say yes to Gen AI and still protect what matters most. Visit harmonic.security before your crown jewels end up in a chatbot.
Abercrombie Kids is bringing the cheer all holiday season. And winter break means it's time for new outfits that are both festive and comfy. The last thing they need? New cozy coats for every occasion. Celebrate the season with Abercrombie Kids in the app, online, and in stores.
You've got a real thing about being agreeable. You've got
I
a
do.
real thing about it, yeah.
I do. I'm better. You don't think I'm better?
You do need to drop it a lot more. I like it when you're not agreeable. Well, I think it's better. I think it's better for you when you're not agreeable. Why have you got to agree to everything? What does that say about you to have to agree to everything?
It's very people pleasery.
I know. But then there's a part of you that is so not like that. It's funny.
One comes out or the other.
Yeah. There's sometimes you'll come out with something in front of, like, in a meeting or something, and I'm like, don't know where to put myself because you are so direct. And then other times you wouldn't say boo to a goose. What's that about?
I don't know. I think it's probably very dependent on the people involved and my mood.
I think it's more your mood.
And the combination of the both, you know. Sometimes I'm very too
I
forthright.
think there's something in your DNA where you feel you have to toe the line, and I don't know why you do that.
I think it's very. I always think it's very oldest child syndrome. I think it's always like.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I've said this to you so many times. The oldest child's always the conformist.
My sister's like that.
I know.
My sister's exactly the same. She's the older.
You follow the rules, and you're more conformist, and you keep everything in line, and you know.
It's true, actually. And then the younger child has more freedom to kind of express themselves.
Or do whatever they do. Yeah. It might be that.
Anyway, for the record, I like it when you're disagreeable.
Okay.
I do. You know why?
Why?
And not just you, but anybody who just tells me what they think. I think, and this is perhaps a different way of looking at it, if you are sitting here listening to this and you're really struggling with the concept of saying no to someone, I think it is, and this is something I have learned, a real gift to be honest, to be upfront, and to be direct with the person in front of you. Because if you're going to agree to something and you're going to say yes to me, and really inside you're all torn up about it and you're a bit fucked off about it and you've got all of this negative feeling about it, I don't know that. And I don't want to create that for you. So if you said to me, actually, I feel really uncomfortable about this, but I'm going to say no, I would have so much more respect. And I would totally understand. And also, I know what's in the room. I know what I'm dealing with. I know what's in front of me is actually what's in front of me. I think it's a real gift to do that.
So, clubbers, we're going to offer you, as we always do, some practical tips for saying no without the guilt. These are our tools, if you will, for No-vember.
Yeah, the first thing, I've got one tip before we go into
Go
the
on.
actual tips, the beautiful tips that you've written here. The first tip is go and read our book.
Yes!
It's called Have You Tried This? And there is a big chapter on how to say no and lots of other things. I think it's
the boundaries chapter.
Yes. Yes, I thought it was the confidence chapter, but it's actually the boundaries chapter.
Yes.
And there are so many tips and tricks and mindset shifts and ways to help you become less of a people pleaser. In fact, there's a whole segment in there about how to stop people pleasing.
Yes, there is. And also about stopping feeling guilty.
Honestly, anything you're struggling with internally, it's really in this book. It's called Have You Tried This? It's on Amazon and it's actually in the link in our show notes.
Yeah, it is.
So that's my first tip.
Okay, that's a good tip.
It's a really
great
good tip.
Buy
Yep.
the book.
Yep.
Or
Buy the
listen
book.
to the ebook.
Then we can sign off, right? We're going to go and have a cup of coffee.
Tip number 1, buy yourself time. So if you are asked to do anything, a favour or an invite or something that you're not really sure about, instead of just instantly doing the
This is
auto
brilliant.
yes, say, let me check my schedule, let me check my diary, or can I get back to you on that? You just give a pause, and the pause gives you the space to decide if it is actually a yes, a genuine yes, or is it just a people-pleasing impulse?
I had a situation quite a while ago now, and I got asked to do something. I said no. I was uncomfortable about saying no.
Yeah.
And then about a month later, I got asked again to do the same thing after I'd already said no.
Yeah.
And then it was like I had to say no twice.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm being... And I got so annoyed that I was being put in that position to have to say no again. So I got caught up in all of that noise of... And I found myself saying yes. Because I didn't want to go...
It was so uncomfortable
because
to say no again.
Because I'd already said no. And then about 20 minutes later, after, like what we're saying, buy yourself some time. If I'd have just said, actually, let me think about it, I'll get back to you, I wouldn't have then had to undo what I already did.
Yeah.
And I did. I undid it and said, actually, I can't do that.
Because if you buy yourself the pause, you say, listen, I've had a think about it, and actually it's not thank you, but no thank you, or it's not for me, or whatever it is that you need to say, right? And that's fine.
I think the less said, the better.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Like if someone's saying to you, oh, can you pick up my kid from nursery because I just can't get there. Saying, you know they're in a bind, but you literally just can't. And it will just mess up your whole afternoon and your kids or whatever. And you go, yeah, I'll do that. Or you just say, actually, just let me just figure out my schedule and I'll get back to you. Don't then with the... oh, I can't because I've got to drop this one at ballet and then she's got a haircut and then I've got to do this and then I've got to get home and then the less said the better. Just go, I'm so sorry, I can't help you this time.
Yes. You can use a soft no. That is tip 2. That sounds really lovely, but I can't this time, or I'd really love to, but maybe next time. So it doesn't have to be a hard no. It can just be a kind of, it's a no, but with a nice soft touch around it.
Or you say your no with love and grace.
Yeah. I actually had to do it this weekend. So Josh was away and he was on his way back and the kid lived quite near my mum. So I said to my mum, if I go and pick Josh up, I'll pop in on you at the same time. But it actually turned out that he was being dropped home. So I thought, well, I could do the 80-minute round drive to have a cup of coffee with her and see her. But I have actually got all this stuff that I need to do at home and I want to do at home. And now it really is out of my way as much as I would like to see her. So I said, no. I said, you know what? He's actually being dropped home. I'm not going to come today. But I'll try and come in the week. So I'm going to call that a soft no. No, I'm not coming today, but I'll come another time.
you were saying yes to all the things and the errands that you needed to do at home, and you're saying yes to yourself. It's so empowering.
It is, yeah. You're replacing the FOMO with the JOMO.
Oh,
Do you love it?
yeah. Joy of missing out.
Joy of missing out, yeah. Because every time you say no to something draining, you're saying yes to something else that you want to do. Or even just yes to sitting on your sofa and being in peace. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter what it is. You're saying yes to the thing that you need or want.
Oh my God. This morning, I was driving home. It's actually right by you because I was sat in traffic right by you with those bloody roadworks.
Yes.
I can't even with those roadworks.
I know.
And there's a church on the right.
Yes.
Is it a church?
Yeah.
And there was a big, I was thinking about today's show. And I was thinking about all the things that we're going to discuss. And there was a big sign in front of the church that said, say yes to peace.
Love it.
Right? And I thought, I have to talk about that in the show because
It's a sign, literally.
Could not be more of a sign. Because by saying no to, I don't know, if you're having a row with someone or someone's upset you, or just rather than getting caught up in it, just think, I'm just saying yes to peace or choosing peace. It's a choice, isn't it? Of what you choose in that moment.
I love that God has sent you that message for today.
I know.
Well done.
A Christian God, but still a God.
Doesn't matter. It's all the one and the same.
Yeah.
The most important, I think, and the final tip is remember, you are not responsible for other people's reactions. Your only job is to take care of your own energy. It's not to manage everyone else's disappointment all the time.
So the replace FOMO with JOMO, just say a bit more about that. I don't want to skip over that. It's beautiful. Every time you say no to something draining, you're saying yes to something else. There's the joy of missing out.
Yes.
The joy of missing out.
Yes, rather than the fear of missing out.
Yeah. Yeah, that really is, that's quite special. Yeah.
As I get older, I have much more JOMO.
Me too.
And very little FOMO. So little FOMO. It's extraordinary.
I could not agree more. You know, I did not put any makeup on all weekend.
That's quite nice.
I mean, my husband had just come out of hospital, so it wasn't like we were going to have a whole social life. And he was fine. He just needed some R&R at home. And I literally spent my whole weekend either at home or in the gym. They were the only two places I went and walked the dog. It was so simple and so joyful. And I was so happy to not have to put a bra on. And I just like that. You know, it's just the joy of doing what I want to do.
Yeah.
And the doing what I want to do gets simpler and simpler.
Oh my God, it really does. We were empty nesters the entire weekend.
Lovely.
And Saturday morning, I was like, oh my God, what are we going to do with these whole 2 days in the house? You know, this is a whole thing. And I was telling my mum on Friday and she was like, why do you need to do anything? Why can't you just hang out at home together?
Because you feel like it's such a wasted opportunity, don't you? But it isn't, because he's getting older, so there's going to be more and more of these opportunities.
Exactly. But it actually wasn't. And we didn't do anything crazy. We went for a huge 2-hour walk on Saturday and went out for a coffee. And we stayed in on Saturday night and we were perfectly fine with that. We watched the show that we really wanted to watch together. And then on Sunday, I did the garden. He went to play tennis. It was very simple. And then the two of us together, after doing another lovely long dog walk, did our entire wardrobes, both of us together. Yeah, but you know what? The doing it together with no distraction from the children and was better. And also we were together, so we had to hold each other accountable. Do you like this jumper? No, it's gross. Throw it away. What do you think of these trousers? Disgusting. You've got 8 pairs of them. Get rid.
Or was that just you to Ollie?
Well, no, he held me accountable as well. It's like, what do you think of these? Grim. Okay, it's going. I mean, we did such a good job. This is not, mega fun time.
I know, but I kind of this is what gets so tragic. It's that's my version of fun now. It's so tragic.
That bit, I have to say, wasn't my idea of fun. I did have a couple of minor tantrums just because of the mess and the whole thing. But you know what? We did complete the task and it was really satisfying.
Yesterday, I managed to get a paddle call at 5:30 and at 4 o'clock, really late.
Yeah.
And I was on the court at 5:30 with my sister and my 2 friends from the gym.
Yeah.
We were having so much fun. I can't
Yeah.
even tell you. I mean, we were crying with laughter. It wasn't the world's best game, but it was just
Fun. Yeah.
Just fun.
Yeah.
So it was like no to eye makeup, no to underwired bras, yes to just the things that just make me happy.
Yeah.
And I felt so fulfilled. I really have. I've woken up feeling fulfilled. There's another lovely tip here.
Yeah.
Create a no script.
Yes.
So if you are someone who is really struggling with this concept,
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I really do, because
Yeah.
people really struggle with this. Write down 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 ready-made phrases that you can use, and you can use them on autopilot so that it's like a self-care reflex.
What would be your go-to script?
I would try and avoid apologising.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry,
Sorry, I
I
can't.
can't. No, don't you don't need to be sorry. You haven't done anything wrong by saying no. So that's the first thing. Please, really, thank you for asking. I can't this time. In fact, there's something I've got to do. I've got to do that with something. Actually, I've been asked to something. I can't go.
Do you want to go?
No, I
No.
don't want to go.
Okay.
So I think I'll send a message and say, thank you so much for thinking of me. I can't make it this time.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. My script would be something like, that sounds so lovely. Unfortunately, I can't make it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's great. It's kind, it's loving, it's still generous, soft, but it's very direct and clear. And there's no one's going to come back unless they're really inappropriate and pushy. No one's going to come back and say, oh, but why can't you?
You could even add a, hope you have a great time.
Yeah.
Or I really
Yeah.
hope you enjoy it.
Yeah.
It sounds like a lovely event. Unfortunately, I can't make it. I hope you have a great time.
What if it's someone that wants a favour from you, not to attend something?
I wish I could help you out today, but I just can't make it work.
It's very easy to want to slip in the sorry, isn't it?
It is very.
I noticed that you
it's
tripped
hard.
over it, but
Yeah.
I think it's a really important nuance. Don't apologise. We have done a show on how to stop saying sorry.
I'm so busy today. I wish I could help you out. I can't make it work. Please ask me again another time.
Yeah, that's great. Not too often, but please ask me again.
The Lincoln Wishlist sales event is happening now. Here's what's on everyone's wish list. Enjoying holiday jingles with brilliant 3D audio that surrounds you? Check. Watching snow flurries through the panoramic vista roof? Check. Packing up presents with the spacious Lincoln Splitgate? Check. Everything you want. All standard on the 2025 Lincoln Navigator SUV. Visit your local Lincoln retailer or learn more at Lincoln.com for exceptional offers on 2025 Lincoln vehicles today.
Hey, this is Bill Simmons from the Bill Simmons Podcast, here to tell you that Michelob Ultra, the official beer partner of the NBA, is bringing NBA fans closer than ever this season with chances to win great prizes, including courtside tickets. Enter now at MichelobUltra.com/courtside. Michelob Ultra courtside 25 to 26. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents 21 plus. Begins on October 1st, 2025 and ends on June 30th, 2026. Multiple entry periods. See official rules at MichelobUltra.com/courtside for free entry deadlines, prizes, and details.
Also, we've been told no a lot.
Yeah.
So we've heard no a
Yeah.
lot. And I think when you hear it a lot
Yeah.
professionally,
Yeah.
you get much more comfortable about saying it, because that's the game.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
It's just how it rolls. We can't accommodate everybody that wants to come on our show.
Yeah.
And some are great fits and some aren't. And if we get a random email, we do take people up on it sometimes.
Yeah.
If it fits.
If it fits.
But the content works.
But I'm also not going to put out a show on something that we don't want to talk about because I don't want to say no to somebody, a stranger who's emailed us.
No.
That would be very strange.
But it gets trickier when it's someone that you know.
Of course,
and
it
I've had
does.
it a few times.
Well, I also had it with someone who was a little bit pushy about it. Actually, wanted,
Really?
can we have a date to speak about it? And I said, sure, I'm happy to have a conversation, and we did. And I said, listen, I get what you're doing, and it sounds great, but I'm not sure how that would translate into one show because it sounds like a long-term thing that you do with people. And, I said, we've actually got guests and so maybe we could revisit it at another time, which was kind of me kicking the can down the road a bit. And then he asked again. you know. And I was like, I'm sorry, no, it's not going to work. I'm sorry. There's the I'm sorry again.
Yeah, it's very easy to slip into the I'm sorry. I'm sorry, no.
But yes, it is harder when you have a relationship or any person, or you know that person, they're not a complete stranger, because you don't want to be rude.
Now, that's interesting.
But it's not rude.
Right.
It's just, this is our work. We know what we're doing because this is our job, and we know what we want to put out and what we don't. And actually, we're in charge of that. And it's not really for you to keep pushing and pushing and pushing about something you want to do.
But then we push and push and push and push.
Yeah, and we get told no sometimes.
Or we get ignored. I don't care. I just push and push.
Yeah.
Until I get categorically told no.
But it's not personal.
I don't take it personally.
It's not.
Because I'm pushing, and because you know why? Because I'm pushing for the thing that I want. So I'm focused on the thing that I want.
Yeah.
And I'm going to push for that until I hear the word no. If you tell me no, I'll stop pushing. But you're not telling me that. So I'm going to keep pushing.
But it's also absolutely fine for these people to ask and ask and ask. And it's fine for us to say no.
It's also, and it's also fine for us to not respond. Because there are certain cases where we don't respond. We can't respond to everything.
No.
And it's not my responsibility to have to respond to a complete stranger who has cold emailed me or cold DM'd me or cold messaged me. That's another thing that I've learned, right? I don't have to respond to everybody.
Yeah. That's a no.
You know what else?
Silent no.
You know what else I'm saying no to? Since I've been playing paddle, I've been playing since April. We're now in November, obviously. So, and I now, how long I've been playing? 7 months. I'm now understanding who I like to play with and the kind of games that I like to play. And I'm now saying no to people I don't want to play paddle with.
Well, why should you have to? That's your spare time. You're not getting paid to do it.
Yeah. I know, but it's very empowering. It's taken me all these months to figure out how I like to play and who I like to play with. And actually, as it turns out, which is no big surprise, I don't love playing with men. I much prefer an all-women's game. It's just more fun. So, you know what? I'm really sitting in that.
Good.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. Why not? Because you get asked, once you're on the paddle kind of circuit, you get asked to play a lot. And one of my friends, he's just started. And so he's always looking for players. And he said to me the other day, please, can you play? And it was for 3 men. And I said, no, I'm not playing. He said, no, they're all beginners. I said, I don't care. I'm not playing. I happy to see you, hang out with you. I'm not playing with 3. I said, no.
Good.
Go me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. What are we leaving the clubbers with?
I mean, look at everything we've discussed.
Okay.
It's huge.
And we're going
It's mind-blowing. It's life-changing. It's transformative.
And we're going to set them a challenge.
Oh, okay. We haven't done a chat. My God, do you remember we used to do Challenge of the Week?
Well, I'm bringing it back.
Loved Challenge
1 week
of the
only.
Week.
This is the Challenge of the Week. Say no to one thing that you normally say yes to out of guilt, habit, or British politeness, because that is also a classic thing when you just say yes because you're British. It could be declining a WhatsApp group dinner. It could be saying no to your teenager's last minute lift request when you are already in your pajamas. It could be saying no to replying to work emails after 7 p.m. It could be saying no to the could you just jobs.
You know, it's flexing. It's just flexing the no muscle.
Could you just call the plumber? Could you just order the teacher's Christmas gift? Could you just do this? Could you just do that? But when you are asked, can you just do this? You can say no. November is for the no, not today energy. Okay. It is not flashy self-care. It is just foundational. Every no. Make space.
This is
for a yes.
This is absolutely foundational self-care.
It's free.
So I think you've got some steps up here, which I really like.
There are steps from our book, actually.
Are they?
They are.
Go us. This is so good. Step 1 is so good. I read the book for so long. Someone actually quoted my book to me the other day.
Did they?
Yeah, they've been reading the book. And I didn't know what he was going on about. And he said something about, it was something along these lines.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you should stand up for yourself or you should have boundaries or something. And I was like, yeah. I was like, I really buy into that. He goes, yeah, it's from your book. He was taking the piss. I was like, oh my God, well, go me. Because I still, I stand by it.
Okay, well, that's good.
Right. Step 1, focus on your yes.
Yeah.
When you say no to something, you're really saying yes to something else, and focusing on that will ease the discomfort of the no. Is this really from our book?
It
this
really
is
is
good.
yeah.
Example, a friend asks you to go to an event with them on Friday night. You don't want to go as you want to get up the next morning and do a yoga class. You don't want to be hungover. So your yes is to yoga. Your focus starts there. So you're saying yes to yoga and then you politely decline. Thank you. I'm going to say no as I'm doing an early yoga class tomorrow morning.
There's no apology in there.
No.
And there's no space for, oh, just calm.
Yeah.
It's a firm no.
Yeah.
But it's kind and it's polite.
Yeah. Yeah. Step 2, it is okay to put your own needs first. I am so loving this.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm loving this. Give yourself permission to prioritize yourself and remind yourself that your needs are just as important as someone else's.
Yeah.
Well, they are. If you are not prioritizing your needs, who is?
True that. Step 3, tell the truth. Lying is just going to lead to guilt and anxiety, and that is exactly what you're trying to avoid. So just say no from a place of truth and love.
Well, we discussed this earlier, didn't we? When I said I think it's a real gift to actually just tell the truth and say, look, I feel really uncomfortable about saying this, but I'm going to say no because I don't want to do that. Mm-hmm. I mean, not if it's to like their 40th birthday or something. You know, you can do that with a bit more kindness. But I think being truthful and direct is so much better for you and for the other person.
Yeah.
Step 4, say no to the request, not the person. You're not rejecting the person, you're just declining their invitation. Kindness and respect go a long way here. Example, I'm going to say no to that event, but thank you so much for the invite.
Yeah, we said that earlier.
Yeah. And step 5, be appreciative. It's not an insult when someone makes a request of you. That's interesting because you can get really fucked off when someone asks something of you because it's just another thing. It's just was another part of the mental load, isn't it? Don't put anything else on me. Thank them for thinking of you or making the request and then politely say no.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is great.
Well, you wrote it, so.
We must have written this.
That's it, clubbers. That is it. Just remember, no is the new yes. And we are giving you our official Self-Care Club permission to say no this month. Practice it, protect it, post about it, whatever you need to do.
What are you going to say no to?
I am going to start saying no to the last minute lifts is heavily resonating with me. And also what I'm not beginning to appreciate is the texts that come afterwards. This is from my child saying, oh, I've had enough now. I'm bored now. Can you pick me up? And it's like an hour before he was supposed to be picked up, or I've just started doing something. So rather than immediately drop everything, get in the car and get him, I am going to start saying, I will get you at the time that we had previously agreed. I'm afraid you're going to have to suck it up for the next hour or whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, they're not in danger.
They're not in danger. And also there's nothing wrong with being a little bit bored for an hour. You'll survive.
They don't know how to be bored.
Well, they need to learn if they don't know how to be bored.
Yeah.
So I think that.
Here's to the no.
Yeah. That a bit more.
Yeah. Love it. We will be back next week.
We will.
With a brand new episode. And until then, please go do that challenge. What are you saying no to? We want to hear. So be in touch. hello@theselfcareclub.co.uk, and we will be back next week with a brand new episode.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here. Wishing you a very happy half-off holiday because right now Mint Mobile is offering you the gift of 50% off unlimited. To be clear, that's half price, not half the service. And Mint is still premium unlimited wireless for a great price. So that means a half day, yeah? Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.